Hello, everyone. Welcome to another lovely episode from JayFx House. I'm your host, Jenny Chiga, and this is the episode 9 recording of our official Wyckoff mentorship. Okay, so this is like the center from the average Wyckoff analysis breakdown using the ebook, which you can see on my screen. This ebook was created before the series started, so you can have a review of what we are going to be studying and what these videos will be made up from. So I created this ebook and it's available for free. You can use the link in the description to gain access to the ebook, which is on our Telegram community. So the link is in the description. You can check the description of this video and you can get yourself a copy of this ebook for free. So this is our episode 9. And on this episode, I'm going to be showing you guys mainly how you can casually use Wyckoff to understand the market. I'm not saying it's going to be an official analysis class, but instead it's going to be something like a breakdown of how you can easily use Wyckoff, the principles of Wyckoff basically, not just the schematic, but the principles and guidance of identifying a pattern, from the right point. So, and I want to also let you guys know that if you have actually participated in this mentorship program from the episode 1 down to the episode 9, I'm guaranteeing you have understood the core principles that would help you read a Wyckoff chart. You can now understand a chart when you see a chart being analyzed with the Wyckoff method. Okay, you have understood this basically by participating in this um, uh, series, these episodes we have taken from 1 to this point. So what you have to do now is practice it yourself. Try to see how much you can identify these stuffs on your own, with what you have learned from this series. And that will determine how well you would use this method on your own. Taking a repeating class from the YouTube would only give you clearance to understand Wyckoff and to also help you understand people's charts when they maybe analyze with Wyckoff to know if they are correct or not. Do you understand? But for you to know how to use it, then you have to take your own practicals. No matter how terrible it is, you have to do it over time to then see your results and then use this series as guidance to be able to know how to do it better. So this is the official send off. Here we can say once you repeat the episodes 1 to 9, you have that basic principles of understanding the history of Wyckoff, the laws of cause and effect, supply and demand, and effort and return. You understand the breakdown of the accumulation schematics, the distribution schematics, also the relationship between accumulation and distribution. I think that is our episode 4. You also understand the reaccumulation schematics and where to find them. Same for the redistribution. And you also have the basic concept of this particular strategy. Although we never had the opportunity to have an official breakdown for how to use volume. And I didn't make this because I personally don't have that experience. I know the knowledge, but I don't have the experience from my own research to be able to use volume. I have used volume multiple times, but I can't say they're good enough for me to make a series or make an episode of using Wyckoff and volume, because basically I combine my Wyckoff method with SMC for confirmation, not volume. So I found that more easier to use, which probably in the future I will make something like that. But there's no breakdown for me on how to use volume. Maybe in the future, if we have more recommendations, I will look into something like that. But these principles and concepts of how to use the Wyckoff method are made available for you, and you can now study them from episode 1 down to episode 9 completely using the YouTube channel. So this is a very big milestone for me. Personally, I wanted to do this to prove to myself that I understand this method, and I am very, very impressed with the effort of which we have placed into this. So I thank everybody even within the JForexers community, which is on Telegram, we have so many guys who contributed to putting this whole team together, from the graphics to the composition of the whole thing. So I want to give thanks to those guys as well, and also subscribers and the supporters of the JForexers platform. And thank you for your support, and thank you all for this beautiful community. Now, without further ado, let's get into the agenda of the day. Basically, we have talked about the common pitfalls and misconceptions you can have on Wyckoff. Within this particular ebook, you also have access to all the schematics, possible schematics, traditional schematics, you can say, that are available from accumulation 1 to accumulation 4. Okay, they are made available within the ebook. And then we also have for distribution as well. And we also have for reaccumulation to reaccumulation 4. We have from redistribution 1 to redistribution 4. So they're all available in the ebook. And this ebook is available for free, depending on the platform you're getting it from. Okay, so we made it a little bit paid from on platforms that approve those kind of stuff. But on the Telegram community, you can get it for free from the Telegram channel. So you don't have to pay for that. So the link is in the description, and you can print this. Don't forget, you can go print this. It's a lot of page because it's an entire book on its own, but it's going to do you very, very much good if you have a copy that you can study at your own convenience. So this is made very professionally, and it's free. Without wasting much time, let's get to the chart. So I can show you some examples of how you can easily use the Wyckoff method to understand the current situation of the market. Okay, Wyckoff can easily give you insight into just understanding this aspect of the market. What's going on here? Why this liquidity was cleared out? Why this liquidity was cleared out? And what's following up like this? Wyckoff can easily do that. So it's a method that likes a ranging market. So majorly, a distribution is found at the turning point of the market. So as an accumulation, okay? While a reaccumulation or a redistribution is found at the continuation part of the market, right? So this tells you that Wyckoff method is a method that deals with reversals and continuation, which is the basic market cycle of Wyckoff. So the market doesn't really, the strategy doesn't really strive well in a trendy market. That's like a market that is moving in a single direction. It can't tell you much about what's happening because that's already a markdown. That's like a phase in progress already. Except you're expecting a pullback. So Wyckoff can give you insight if this is a reaccumulation, sorry, a redistribution, which is to push price lower, or an accumulation, which is to revise price to the upside. Okay. So Wyckoff give you insights into why this is going to drop, or why it might just continue up. Okay. Why it's going to continue up, or why it's going to drop. Wyckoff can tell you this is a redistribution, so it's going to continue dropping downwards, and it's not reversing to the upside. So Wyckoff does things like that. So if you understand the Wyckoff method and you're having difficulties understanding SMC, let's say, for example, you have this clear out of liquidity, price clears at this high, you're like having this demand zone, you're expecting a clear out of this high, something like this, then price will drop lower. So this is like SMC. And you want to confirm this using Wyckoff. That can be done easily. Okay, so these are things like this is why Wyckoff was actually made. Wyckoff was made for you to understand things like this. So when things like this pop up, it's easier for you to read them using Wyckoff method. Okay. So how do you use them with Wyckoff? Now, Wyckoff can give you an insight if this is actually um, an accumulation where you can expect an SOS with a retest, something like that, or if this is actually a redistribution and price might just clear out these highs, to create that trend to the downside. Okay, so Wyckoff give you insight to things like this, and it helps you to understand ranging markets that are not decisive. It's not bearish, it's not bullish, it's currently in a range from the support level to the resistance level. Those are the kind of areas Wyckoff strive in. Okay. Number two, ways of using Wyckoff method is to understand the trend. As you all know, we have areas of interest on Wyckoff, like the one we call the last point of supply, right? So that is basically giving you an insight into a continuation point, which is a supply or a demand zone. Okay. So when you see things like a distribution happening like this, obviously you can't get an entry from here, maybe because you're not too sure, or if you're using SMC, you see this as a clear of liquidity, and then you can get an entry from here. That is if you are open to the concept of SMC while you're using the Wyckoff method. But other than that, if you pay attention to this point, you will see this was kind of like a flip zone, what we would call a demand becomes supply kind of level in terms of supply and demand, right? So this would be considered a last point of supply if we're looking at the distribution from here. So you see, Wyckoff gives you insight to if this breaks structure and this becomes an SOW, which is a sign of weakness, this is a possible reversal point where price could retrace into and give you a clean pullback. That is saying, this is a sign of weakness that follows up from this distribution pattern, forming after this liquidity was cleared. So this would be a last point of supply. Don't mind my drawing. So you see, you don't really basically have to identify everything, but with the little concepts and principles of Wyckoff, you can easily pick an area of interest with whichever method you're familiar with, even if it's Elliott wave, and Elliott wave is a very, 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 very useful tool that goes well with Wyckoff as well. In the coming future, probably from next week, I might start dropping series on Elliott wave since we're done with Wyckoff. So those guys who are interested in learning Elliott wave can also go through those series. There's an ebook for Elliott wave also available. It's currently available on YouTube or on Telegram, sorry. And you can get that also for free. And I'll be using that ebook to break down the series for Elliott wave. So you can also wait till the first episode comes out next week. And then on the description of that, you get access to the ebook, which is also for free. Okay, so you can engage in knowledge. Knowledge is key when it comes to trading, because trading is a business that deals with information. Whatever deals with information, you should understand that learning never ends. So you have to keep your memory refreshed and your perspectives open. The perception can be shifted at any time. So you have to be open to other ideas and other concepts, understanding their principles that could guide you also to taking decisions in your trade. So these are one few of the beautiful ways you can use Wyckoff, when it comes to understanding the trend and also market structure. We're going to be having series as well, series of videos that I will be making analysis with Wyckoff. Okay, so this is not an official analysis breakdown class. This is basically a sent off from what you have studied so far from the previous episodes on Wyckoff. So this is like the end of the official mentorship. And then forward from here, we will be looking into analysis. Okay, so I'm using this to help you understand how casual Wyckoff might be. Some of you have this perception that Wyckoff is a hard method to use and it's difficult. So by the end of this series, you should have, gone through it and said, this is not actually that hard. You understand? If I could actually understand this, basically, I could try it out myself. That's the idea of the whole series, and the entire platform itself is here to make you see simplicity in multiple concepts so you can actually use them to create your own perspective to how you trade. Okay, so Wyckoff is user friendly and is also friendly with multiple concepts as well. Wyckoff doesn't demand you to trade just Wyckoff. Wyckoff is a method that goes well with SMC, Elliott wave, Fibonacci, support and resistance, you know. So Wyckoff is a free method. It's a method that gives you a different angle. So once you understand them, which is the basic of using the method, you can start looking at people's charts and understanding what they're doing. And then from there, you can move on to trying out your own charts and see how they play out on the demo. And then probably in the nearest future, you can start creating your own charts using the Wyckoff method. So basically, the method is user-free and user-friendly. So you can just, from here, start practicing your own and see how much you can understand Wyckoff method, okay?